Hey everyone, welcome back to Work and Wander, where career stories meet dream destinations. I am your host, Jay Cocorullo, along with my co-host,
Jessica Badlam. Hey, Jay.
Hey Jessica, how are you today?
I'm awesome. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you in live, on location person. Where are we?
We are in Orlando at our corporate headquarters office. It's my very first time visiting the new building.
I know. Well, thank you for coming to visit us. What do you think so far?
First of all, it's stunning. Like every level of the building is completely stunning. I've seen pictures, but seeing it in person has been next level. But then it's also been really nice to physically meet and connect with people that I have seen on Zoom many times and see some familiar faces from people that I have kind of, worked in the organization with for many years that I haven't seen
That's
in a while.
awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're here for a few days. And I am also really excited because with you here, we're able to do our first ever episode on location at corporate headquarters.
I know. It's super exciting.
And our guest is right here in the room with us. Today, we are welcoming Trina Miller, who is the SVP of Sales Training, Development, and Programs. That's a lot of words at Travel and Leisure. Trina started with the company in 2010 in Las Vegas as an in-house sales manager, worked her way up to area vice president in Hawaii. We're going to talk about that. And kept growing in the years since, eventually landing here at corporate headquarters, where she leads the function responsible for training and development sales talent across the organization. Welcome to Work and Wander, Trina.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I might have to fact check you.
Oh, you have to fact check me.
So
please do.
I started in 2009 as a sales rep and became a manager in 2010. So you absolutely have that right. But I came into the industry after 13 years in human resources.
All right.
Kind of a fun little fact.
I know.
You don't see a lot of people go from human resources into timeshare sales.
I agree with that. Well, I'm jumping into that right now. How did that happen? How did you go from HR into sales?
Great question. I had been an owner for 11 years, and a good friend of mine went to work for the company about 5 or 6 years after I became an owner, and moved their family down to Mexico. We thought they were crazy to move to Mexico with their little kids and sell timeshare.
Right.
And then he transferred to Las Vegas, and I just went on a visit and wound up checking out where he worked and wound up in a VP's office in an interview that I really wasn't expecting.
That's
and funny. My husband wasn't even there. I left and said,
I
think I just interviewed for a job in Las Vegas.
I think we're moving to Vegas, and there you go. That's
the
funny.
rest is history.
That's crazy.
I love that. I always love, especially from a TA background, I love to find out how people found their career in timeshare, and specifically, obviously, with travel and leisure, because it almost always seems to be kind of like a happenstance, or they heard about it through somebody, and it was unexpected, but it changed their life. So I love that.
It was quite a leap.
Yeah. And it's also a lot of times, especially in our organization, you have people that are successful on the sales floor and successful leading people. And then they're like, oh, you might be good in HR, but very rarely is it probably the other way around, I would think.
I would agree.
All right. So talk about starting in 2009, fact checking me, as a sales rep, and then, your sort of career path now to where you are as SVP here.
It has been a very interesting ride. The first 3 years, I would say, was just such rapid growth. I wasn't even sure what was happening, because coming not from the industry as a sales rep, when I was immediately, and I was not, let me rephrase. I was not immediately successful. I would say in the first year, the first 45 days, I think I sold one deal, and it was very devastating. And then it clicked. And once it clicked, then it was like wildfire. So
hang in there, everybody.
Yeah,
hang
in there. Hang in there. Stick to your process. It works. And then by the time I had closed out my first year, my HR skills were showing some evidence. And I had been in progressive levels of HR for 13 years, right? So when it was time for people leadership, there was you really need to consider being a manager. And I didn't really know that I was doing a good job on the number side. I just didn't have any real great perspective on how good that was. And then coming into the manager role and leading people, that felt very natural for me. So that shift over felt a little bit more comfortable. And then in that year, had the opportunity to stand on the stage at President's Club as Manager of the Year.
Oh, amazing.
Congratulations. Amazing.
They were reading my numbers, and I'm like, is that good? I mean, I don't
No
know. I
comparison.
was like, I just feel like that's what's expected, right?
Yeah.
And then after that President's Club trip, there was an invitation to go run a site as a director. This is now, I'm going into year 3.
Wow.
And what's funny about that is when I became a manager, that obviously I'd sold long enough that the competitor, which is my it's my third strength in it. The competitor in me was really seeing where the deficits were on my team. And I had a really difficult time telling people that maybe a timeshare sales career wasn't for them. And so I would send them to this little store down the street where I thought maybe they'd be more successful. But in reality, it was really early in my career. I'm like, I just want to get them off my team so I can bring in another player. So fast forward to a couple years, and guess which site that I got invited to
There
be
you
a
go.
director at.
There you
So
go.
I re-inherited all of those
Oh,
people.
no.
And I have some great stories
Of course.
about the turnarounds in that and the lessons learned
Yeah.
and how I was able to invest in them.
Yeah.
And we took that site in the World Mark system, was the lowest performing site in the overall World Mark system, like I said, and number 1.
There you
in
go.
that first
See?
year.
And there's
So
there's the life
it
lessons
was
and the turnaround.
very
Yeah.
exciting to be able to understand how everything comes together in a director role, like understand the P&L and how does marketing affect all of this and how do you run your comp plans and talk about business 101. That was a really, really great training ground for me to understand how it all comes together.
Love that.
That's phenomenal. The progression from year 1 to year 3 being a director is really, really impressive. And I love the advice of hang in there because it is tough. It's a lot to learn when you're new to the industry. And so people got to give themselves the grace to get through that learning curve and look where it takes you.
And I think the learning and the tenacity that you've got to have to be able to push through that. You're 100% commission. It gets a little bit tough on the home front.
Yeah.
And all of that goes on in your head, and you've just really got to build that tenacity to press through. But it comes back in every element, and as you rise through the ranks, that you still have that to pull from.
Yeah.
And so, because you're gonna hit those seasons in every role. So that was a great foundation for me, frankly, that it wasn't such an easy start.
I love that. Looking back, is there a moment early in your sales career that shapes how you still lead today?
So many. So many. I will say, when I originally came into the industry, it was so long ago. I mean, you're talking 2009. And of course, I came from an HR background where things were really cut and dry, very systematic. There were a lot of rules, and you just follow the rules, right? And I came into an environment where there wasn't a lot of structure in that. I didn't really see my leadership a whole lot, and I got a perspective that really helped me understand how I didn't want to lead when my time came. And I think we talk, and we should talk about what we learn from leaders all the time that we take forward, the great things and the mentorship and all of that. But I think that there's as much, if not more, to learn from how you don't want to be represented as a leader when you have those opportunities as well to go, maybe I would want to do things differently. And I think that helps rise the tide, if you will, across the board, because that helps you to think outside of the box, be a strategic thinker, and really understand what it takes to motivate a team, what it takes leadership-wise to help pull people together. And that some of those lessons have really served me well. Again, just as much, if not more, than the great leaders that I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it tells the complete story, and it's a complete, right, having all those elements, both the lessons you learned, the good and the bad, and as well as, of course, great leadership to help you along the way. What are you and your team focused on right now?
so many great things. It has been the last couple of years have been such rapid fire in a good way. This last year, we rolled out a reinvigoration of our entire sales training program
All
for our
right.
new
Yeah.
hires.
Yeah.
First time in 20 years,
Mhm.
we'd really done a deep dive. And we spent 9 months pulling in leaders from all over the organization to go, what does your process look like and how does it differ from our training plan today? And I had this vision going in actually that I thought it was going to be a really hard exercise and everybody was going to be all over the map and we were going to try and have to
Uh-huh.
figure out how to make peace with all of it. And what I found though that was really encouraging is that everybody really was on the same page and very succinct. They just used different language for things. And so that gave us an opportunity to kind of fine tune all of it. We modernized the platform so the learning then can be applicable across generations
Uh-huh.
Nice.
and multiple learning styles. So that just rolled out in April, but it's been a 2-year endeavor. And then obviously, in our organization, we get really excited about things like baby brands.
Mhm.
And in my world,
Yes.
that means a heck of a lot of work that people don't think of that needs to go into play. Like,
Yeah.
how do we train on these different brands? How does it line up with the curriculum that we already have? What if you have multiple in one training class? How do we support that? So, the team has done an incredible job not only redoing the core training program, but developing multiple product training so
Mhm.
that we can do a deeper dive with our not only our new hires, but also our core teams. In addition to that, we have made enormous strides in our sales collateral. So we have a
right.
lot of our sites, especially on the front line, have moved away from model tours as an
Yes.
example. And so we're heavily reliant on hyperscreens, and a lot of our material was really outdated.
Mhm.
So we activated the brand team, even hired outside folks to go do some of the filming to make sure that we have up to date images, even 360 images, so you can walk through in like a virtual
Yeah.
model tour. And so we've got a little ways to go, but we've made enormous strides on that front. Cleaning up some of our iPad material. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of focus in all of those areas and getting our arms around even marketing training
Mhm.
as well and making sure that we're providing really great content for new hires coming into the marketing space. So I would say that's just a
Yeah,
smidge of what
that
my
sounds like
team
a
has been
that
doing.
sounds like enough, but
It's just a little smidge, but it's the most impactful things, I believe.
yeah.
And they're all very exciting. Like, I think the work that your team does is really kind of taking our training and development space to a level that's, really, really best in class. And shout out to all of our training team from the TA perspective. We couldn't do our roles without them and be successful. And they really give their heart to these new hires and the ongoing development, like you mentioned, that happens after the training class. They're all over it. So we have the best training team for sure.
I think so.
Yeah. What's something you understand now about developing sales talent that you wish someone had told you early in your career?
I wish somebody would have told me to really stick to a process
Mhm.
and outline things very clearly. When I came into the organization, there was actually no sales training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got handed an RCI book and a legal yellow notepad. We've all seen it.
Yep.
We joke about them, actually. That was my
Yeah.
training. It was, here you go. You're going to do great. Don't mess this up.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time trying to fine tune how do I even engage? I didn't know how to sell. I'd never sold anything before. Trying to engage with people in a way that I could get them to the desire to sell. I can make a friend.
Mhm.
I could have a great conversation. I didn't know how to position that in a way that makes them want to take action.
Yeah.
And so I today I find it just quite funny that I have sales training when that wasn't my story, but I believe so much in really getting down what you do every day. And I give the analogy all the time when I'm out in the field with teams that when you go and you see a professional sport, when they're practicing and they're running drills, they're running the same drills that they did when they were little people.
Yeah.
They're not doing that because they don't know the drill or they're learning a new skill. They do that so that they can have immediate response and they can stay conditioned for what they need. And that is such a key element of a sales process. Not only knowing exactly what you need to do, but being able to have that immediate response when something comes out of left field. You have that like muscle memory that you can get right back on track and you know exactly how to handle that. Because the second you lose your words or you get confused or you can't, you have lost that connection with the guest, and trust is probably the most important thing that occurs when building relationship in a sales process.
Yeah, I love that analogy.
I know, me too. I'm ready to go.
You want to go sell something?
Yeah, let's go out on the floor. Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, we're going to shift our conversation a little bit from the work part to the wander part.
Okay.
And talk about if you have any memorable vacations that you wouldn't mind sharing with everybody.
So many.
One or two that like really stand out.
I did not travel as a kid at all. So when I bought this program 28 years ago now, which is unbelievable. It was 28 years ago. I can't believe it. I bought in an offsite sales center. So I love the offsite model. It's near and dear to my heart. And there were some key things for me. I always wanted to go to Disneyland as an example. My parents promised me my whole life someday we're going to go. It never happened. I happened to see, after a 5-hour tour, flipping through the RCI book, waiting for my gift, saw
Anaheim.
I saw Dolphins Cove. Anaheim wasn't built yet.
Oh, that's funny.
I saw Dolphins Cove, and it was near Disneyland. And that was what got us to at least say, what if, right? So vacationing, that was before I had kids, all of that. Vacationing became a lifestyle because of our program.
Yeah.
And I think that is such a key element that we need to make sure we're talking about as we're building value, is the impact and the way it changes your perspective when you're able to get out and wander and experience the world. So now that I have kids, we're on to grandkids. I'm taking them on our first big trip actually next week.
Really?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Yes, we're going to Europe. With
Amazing.
2 2-year-old twins, which yes, we're going to need a lot of grace for that. But we've continued that legacy of this is what we do as a family, is we go and we experience the world. I'll say one of my most favorite trips though, and I used to share this one on the table because it was such a core memory.
Yeah.
Obviously Disney was a big push for me. Once I got to go, I was going to make sure my kids got those experiences when they were growing up. And I'm from Western Washington. So most of the Disney vacations we would take, we just go down to Southern California and go to Disneyland. And so we wanted to experience Disney World with our kids. And so when my daughter, she was 3, my son would have been 6 at the time. We planned a big trip with my husband's family. So they had cousins and we had this big trip planned. And 2 weeks before the trip, my daughter broke her leg.
Oh, gosh.
So we had the giant pink cast and we're still going to go on our trip. But we are now lugging around this cute little 3-year-old thing, lugging around her cast. And of course, when you go to Disney with a little one, they dress up, especially girls. They're going to wear their princess dresses every day.
Yeah.
You got to have the lineup of the different princesses and all of that. And so this particular day, we were going to Universal Studios, and she was still going to make sure she wore a princess dress. She did not understand the difference. So we walk in, though, and in Universal Studios, you've got that globe in the center, and then they've got that rotunda area. And we were there right when the park opened, and all the characters kind of line up in that area to welcome guests in. Great opportunity to get your character moment, right? We walk in, and my daughter immediately sees Shrek. Now, she's 24 now, so you're talking 23 years ago. 21 years ago. So she sees Shrek, and it was like the world in a movie, when the world around you shrinks, and that is all that she saw. And she starts hobbling over toward him, and he sees her, and he goes running towards her. It was the cutest thing.
Aw.
And he bends down and he kisses her cast. And he says, "Honey, what happened?" And she says, "I was riding through the forest on a pony and I just fell off." And I'm looking at her like, what on earth?
He's been thinking about this for a minute.
She just, the story that she was sliding down the hallway in her socks
was not going to
was
do.
not good
No,
enough
it's
for
not
her big
acceptable.
hero. So that is a core fun
That's
memory
fun.
of
You got me
just her
tearing up
on
over
vacation.
here.
I know. Well, and it's right. It really speaks
Yeah.
to like you talked about how you didn't vacation, but then you started before kids. Obviously, you went with kids because you just shared, and now you're going with grandkids.
Mhm.
But the campaign we have right now,
Oh,
the 17
summers.
summers.
I can't watch it.
It
I
makes
cannot
me
watch
cry.
People need to watch it. It's
I
so
can't-
good.
Listen, you're still getting me emotional.
Okay,
My son's
sorry.
going to be 16 next month, and I just the
You're
first
running
time.
out of summers.
Thank you, Jay. I'm aware.
Well, my son's 16 too. So, right, we're
Yeah.
running out of summers too.
Yes, we are taking the kids to Hawaii for the first time next
Yes.
week, though. So I'll be on vacation the
Oh,
same time
nice.
you're on
I know
vacation.
that's what the episode is going to go out.
And-
Come out while
oh,
you're on
perfect.
vacation.
Perfect. I'll listen to it.
Yeah,
Share it. I love that. Do you and your family have any travel traditions? I know that you're building a legacy of traveling. Is there anything special that you guys always do together while you're on vacation?
Not generally. I don't think that we've like built a tradition other than let me restate that. I guess we have, because it's rare that it's just, well, it's not the four of us anymore because I have a daughter-in-law. I have a couple grandkids
Mhm.
now. Gonna have a son-in-law in the next
Ooh.
9-10 months. So it's not just our core family unit that usually goes. We always take a crowd. And my kids have grown up with that and they love it. When it's just us, they're like, "Where's everybody else?" And
Uh-huh.
I think that sense of community that they've
Yeah.
developed multi-generationally. I mean, they love having their grandparents there. They love having their aunts and uncles. They love
That's
having their
nice.
friends. They're just love to be around people of all ages and be able to share those moments. So I'd say that's
a great
really
one.
become an unintentional tradition.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love it. I think it's nice to, especially with the grandparents, to be able to incorporate them into vacations is just really special. And it's something that we have done as a family in the past too. We used to take both of my grandmothers on vacation with us. I have my one grandmother. They're both no longer with us, but we will still to this day talk about playing Uno at the table as a family when we brought her to the beach trips. I love Uno. It can get ruthless, but especially my grandma, she did not play.
You played the new Uno Rage?
No.
Oh my goodness.
It sounds like something I don't need in my life.
Yeah.
Definitely
Uno
not on a
Rage.
family vacation.
With older kids.
Yes.
All right, Uno Rage. What to say? Any dream destinations on the bucket list?
Yes. The Maldives, which I think everybody says that because they see that quintessential photo with the
It's
hut in the
gorgeous.
water
So
and you just
nice.
can't help but want to go there. So
Mhm.
naturally, but I also want to go to Bali.
Oh,
I think that would be amazing.
I've
The-
really only started adventuring to Europe in the last few years. Like since 2019 was our first trip, and we've been over there several times. But
Nice.
there's a lot more to see out there.
you should. The brand team is going in October or
You
something.
did tell me
You
that.
should jump on that
I
trip with them.
Clearly should.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a reason why we
There-
need to do
yes,
that.
Absolutely.
There for sure is a reason you need to go check out the resorts in Bali. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get myself on that.
Oh.
If you're listening, Kim, I think I need to go to Bali to record some work and wander. Awesome. Well, we have one more segment, and this is our rapid fire segment. So Jessica is going to give you a bunch of questions, and first thing that pops to mind, we call the suitcase sprint.
This could go anywhere.
It could
Yeah.
go. It really could go anywhere, but I think you'll be okay.
We really enjoy it. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We'll start off easy. Window seat or aisle seat?
Aisle.
Oh,
Yes,
point for
another
Jay.
aisle.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Point
I
for
don't
Jay.
want to. I don't want to wake
Your
people
problem.
up. I don't want to. I need to leave.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Carry on only or checked bag?
Carry on only. I don't even want to travel with people that check
Yep.
a bag.
Oh my gosh.
So we almost never paused the suitcase sprint
ever.
but I'm a carry-on.
I have an
Jessica
announcement.
is a checked bag, and she did for the first time. You want to share?
Yes, for the first time ever. So the carry-on only check bag thing, is a constant staple in the suitcase
So she
sprint.
needs shoes.
And every time somebody says carry-on only, I'm like, how? I don't know how you do it. Between the, hair care, skin care, makeup, shoes. But I challenged myself last week because I did a site visit to South Florida, and I was like, I can do this. I can make it happen. And the toiletries is the hang up for me. But I got it and I
Minis.
survived. Yes.
It's the
But
minis.
but you still only get 1 quart size bag. So Jay asked me if I did carry on only this trip, and I said, no, I have 4 days.
Jessica, it's
Yeah.
minis. And don't follow the rules.
Ah.
Nobody checks to see if you have a quart size bag.
I just found that out because I was telling my recruiter in Williamsburg, and she used to be a flight attendant, and she was like, I don't even think they check it anymore. And I was like,
No, I don't
oh
think
my
Nobody
gosh,
cares.
my life has changed.
Yeah.
My life has changed.
Yeah.
So next time, Jay, carry on only.
So carry on last week, but this week when I have to help you lug around your
Yes.
stuff, it was a full bag.
Yes, you're
Okay.
welcome for that.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, back to the suitcase sprint. Do you unpack immediately when you arrive, or do you live out of your suitcase?
Immediately. I
Mhm.
got to hang it up.
Same.
We
I'm
agree with that.
With you on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite airport snack?
Starbucks.
Agree?
Got to be the
Yeah.
coffee.
Yes.
Mhm.
Planned
Is that a
months.
snack? I
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
then that
counts.
counts. That
It
counts for sure.
If it's like a staple when you're going through the airport, like I gotta have it.
It's always Starbucks. I even have a routine because I'm in Orlando so frequently that you can do the mobile order when you walk off the plane, and I literally will walk by as I'm walking out the
And
airport,
grab
and
it.
I just pick it up.
That's
And I know which one it's at. Beautiful.
I'm gonna have to ask you about that one
Yep.
because I'm gonna need that tip. All right, plan months ahead, or do you book last minute?
both.
Okay.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Is that
absolutely.
Because I really do love some spontaneity.
Yeah.
But now that my kids are older, I have to be a little bit more intentional. So we're finding a balance in that. But I prefer let's get out of Dodge and go.
Yeah. I feel like I've leaned more towards that as I've gotten older as well. And then like my parents, when we try to do something with them, they're asking me like a year in advance. And I'm like, I don't know what the next 3 months looks like. I can't.
Yeah.
All right. Beach, city, or mountains?
Beach.
Okay. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Yes. It's the best. Vegas energy or Hawaii chill?
Vegas energy.
Okay.
Even though I said beach,
Yeah,
I like it though. I like it.
it's the balance.
Okay. This is kind of a tough one. Dream travel buddy, past, present, who isn't family.
past and present who isn't family.
Past or present.
Past or present who isn't family. That is a bit of a tough one.
Uh-huh.
I'd say my best friend that happens to live in Vegas, we've done a few trips together, and seeing the world through her eyes is just quite a joy. She's hilarious. The things that she sees, I would never see because I'm moving too fast.
Oh,
So
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
I love that. All right, last one. First stop after landing. Are you grabbing food, going to the hotel, or going to sightsee?
I'm going to drop off at the hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Gotta
I
get
don't
rid
want
of
to
that
lug
luggage.
stuff around,
No.
even though it's only a carry-on.
Yeah. See?
She had to throw that in there right there.
That's funny. That's funny. See, you survived the suitcase sprint. See?
See, it's fun.
That wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't so bad at all. All right. So as we wrap up, the last question is about our mission, which, as you know, is to put the world on vacation. So how does the work in training and development of the sales team connect back to that mission?
I think it's core to the mission. I think it actually keeps our new hires and our sales teams focused on what we're really all about.
Mhm.
And that is getting the world on vacation. As in a sales career, you can get caught up in so many things, right? You can get caught up in how do you maximize your pay plan? You can get caught up in how do I grow my career? You can get caught up in all the types of tours you're seeing and how to maneuver them and all of that. But when you keep the mission core to what you're doing, the success will naturally be a byproduct of it. You don't actually have to hack anything. You just keep your focus on making sure that you put the people in front of you on vacation and help them overcome their personal hurdles in doing so. And you're going to have a great and very successful career.
That's
There you go.
phenomenal.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's why she's
I know. That's why that's why it's her job.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Trina, thank you so much for joining us on
Thanks
Work
for
and
having me. It's
Wander.
fun.
It was awesome. And for being our first guest on location at corporate headquarters.
Hopefully, like our
First
plan
of many.
is to do more of these with Jess potentially being in Orlando a little more.
Well,
so.
and you have the studio on 3. You could do a vlog.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's true too.
I could look at it.
It's podcast. Is there a vlogcast?
A vlog. I mean, we'll do it all. We don't care.
We're game.
It's funny that you mentioned that because when we were first pitching this, our leadership was like, at some point you should switch to video. And we're like, maybe not, but maybe one day. We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe the listeners want that.
Maybe they do.
I don't know. But anyway, thanks again so much. And thanks to our listeners for tuning in. And until next time, keep wandering.